The leadership at the church has been carefully monitoring the advice, guidance, and direction from medical experts and professionals. With much prayer and supplication, the decision has been made that we will begin hosting a Sunday morning worship service starting May 17th at our building. Please listen to the following instructions so that we can all be on the same page. This will let you know sort of how the service will work and function. And please follow the instructions since the success of our reopening really depends on it. This is the pattern that the service will follow. First, we will have an opening song. Then an elder will preside over and offer prayers for the Lord's Supper. After that, we will have one song. Then we will have in succession reading, prayer, and sermon. Then after the sermon, we will have an invitation song. We will have a closing prayer. Then we will have announcements, at which this may be read once again. Then we will start dismissing by row. And this is very important because this plays into how we need to come in and go out of the buildings. Once dismissed for your own health and safety, we suggest that you go immediately to your cars and leave. The less contact we have, the less chances of possibly unintentionally spreading the virus, and obviously we don't want that at all. We will not be having Bible classes because we cannot provide the ability to adhere to proper social distancing within the classroom setting. Bible classes tend to be a more intimate and personable setting. We will not be having Sunday evening or Wednesday night services at the building. The pandemic is still going on, and by limiting our in-building services to one service per week, we hope we're doing our job at providing a safe environment to grow spiritually and worship God. As the pandemic continues to improve, we will reevaluate when we can implement our Bible class times back into the week. Obviously, we hope that's as soon as possible. We will continue to live stream our midweek Bible study, and we will also continue to live stream the Sunday morning service as well. We will have simultaneous but separate services in both our main auditorium and our fellowship hall. Beginning on May 17th, Zones 1 and 2 will meet in the auditorium, and Zones 3 and 4 will meet in the fellowship hall. We will alternate meeting places each week. Sean will speak in the auditorium and Samuel will speak in the fellowship hall. Entrance and exit to the auditorium will only be through the doors in the educational annex. All other doors will be locked and will remain locked. Entrance and exit to the fellowship hall may be through any one of the 3 doors to the building. And if you're assigned in a particular week to the fellowship hall, you may want to park in the back parking lot for easier entrance and exit. And that will also hopefully help cut down on our being together in too close a proximity. As you enter either building, you must wait to be seated. An usher will seat you. Now, if for medical reasons you need to sit with a family member who is not in your particular zone, you will be allowed to do so. But please, if your zone meets in the fellowship hall or the auditorium, whichever it might be, meet with your zone. I know we all want to sit with our families and those types of things, and I know we all have our assigned seats that feel comfortable to us. But we're in a situation that we need to cooperate as much as we possibly can. We will be seating every other pew, and we will avoid filling the middle of the pews if possible. Pews that are full will consist of families. Families will be able to sit together in their zones, and we will have additional seating in the back spaced out for potential guests. But every other pew will be blocked off. This is to ensure that we can adhere to proper social distancing guidelines of 6 feet apart to the best of our ability. That's the reason for being seated by an usher. We will not be passing any communion plates or contribution plates person to person. Rather, we'll take the Lord's Supper by allowing members to have individual communion packets that you will receive as you enter the building. And this is the same thing that we did just before we stopped meeting together. You will be able to drop off your contribution, your donation, in a basket as you enter or exit your assigned building. Those baskets should be very close proximity to the person who is passing out the Lord's Supper or communion packets. We will dismiss services by row in the auditorium, particularly beginning on the front row. This will allow people who in the front who haven't been able to see those who might be in the back to at least turn and see and wave at them as they are dismissed. We will, as I mentioned, continue to live stream our services and be recording services and uploading them on Facebook page for members who decide not to come or for those who may be at risk. We strongly encourage members to wear masks if at all possible. Unless you have a medical reason not to wear one, we please insist, if you will, to wear masks. If you need masks, do not have them. If you will reach out to us, I know we have several made, we will make sure to try to provide you with a mask. Once you get that, take it home with you. It will be yours, and then you can wear it back the next Sunday. This is very important, so please listen closely. We strongly encourage members who are elderly, at risk, or with compromised immune system, or those who simply do not feel comfortable gathering in activities of this sort, to prayerfully consider whether or not they want to attend. If you have any symptoms of the virus, any symptoms that are flu-like, please stay at home. We will continue to distribute individual communion cups for those who decide not to attend, and we'll do that at the same times that we have been doing it all along. We believe and we hope that we're able to provide a safe and healthy environment for members to worship, praise, and draw closer to God, but we also understand that COVID-19 is still spreading and there is still risk. We do not want anyone to feel shame or guilt if they feel they should not come. We do not want anyone to feel obligated to come. We want members to make the best decision that they can for themselves. We also want members to respect each other and the decision that each person makes. Those who attend are no better than those who decide not to, and vice versa. We're a family, and we are committed to loving each other as Christ loves us during this crisis. The elders love each one of you, and we miss each one of you, and we look forward to seeing you hopefully this coming Sunday. We will be attempting to contact each member this coming week. Hopefully you will receive a call and we will communicate in some form this information once again as much as we need to, or possibly answer questions that you might have. Please let someone know who may not be able to receive this via Facebook that we are starting back and that we are looking forward and are excited to gathering again in person, even if it looks different than we're traditionally used to, and it will for some time to come. Continue to pray that this thing be eradicated and that we are able to get back together. God is good and He takes care of us. We would urge you once again, if you are at risk in any way, do not feel that you need to come. And we would also remind you that since this is still an ongoing pandemic, anything can change. We could be going back as usual in the next few weeks, or things could get worse, and we may have to go back to what we were doing before this coming Sunday and have been doing for the past several weeks. We hope that's not the case, but we don't know what's going to happen, and we're not going to worry whether it will or it won't. We're going to do like God says to do, and that's to basically take one day at a time and depend on Him. He's in charge. We're just servants and trying to do the best that we can. Thank you. May God bless you, and we will see you Sunday.